Okay. Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I would like to show you something super exciting. We've been working with Loriot on integrating one of their first Mioty devices, or the first Mioty device on Datacake actually. Loriot is creating a hybrid network server that runs both LoRaWAN and Mioty applications. Mioty is pretty similar to LoRaWAN. I'm not really yet informed about the technical differences between those two technologies, but Loriot is making it super easy to integrate both technologies, and we thought of why not going the first steps and showing how you can integrate their devices on Datacake. So thanks to Loriot, one of their employees, Carlos, was already integrating a device in Datacake in here, but he stopped at the point where he needed to provide a payload decoder. So in here we can see, okay, the device has been created on Datacake. There's an URL. There's no fields on the database yet, but we can see we are already receiving data. And if we, for example, structure this a little bit, we can see, okay, this is really coming from Loriot. There's like protocol Mioty. This is the payload, which is also hexadecimal. And the device actually is the device from Comtac. And I've been contacting Comtac and asked about the payload decoder, which also is like a JavaScript style payload decoder for Mioty payloads. They provided me a payload decoder, and I'm now going to show you how we can basically decode the message here on Datacake. So first of all, let's paste in the body here in our HTTP payload decoder. Try decoder, and we are just basically returning everything that this decoder is receiving from Loriot. So I've gone ahead and created the decoder, and I'm now going to copy this and paste this here into the decoder field, and I'm now going to run this once more, and we can see, okay, this decoder is decoding messages coming from the Loriot hybrid network server and from this Mioty device. Let's go ahead, have a quick look here. We are just basically using the Comtac decoder, very similar to how LoRaWAN decoding works. We're just extracting the bytes and transforming them into actual data, and then we are returning them as a JSON and structuring this JSON to be compatible with the Datacake REST API, forward it to Datacake. Try decoder once more, this simulates it, and we can see, okay, the fields are being recognized, but not yet on the Datacake dashboard or database. Let's go ahead, create a few fields. So like for Mioty RSSI, which is also the device signal, the Mioty SNR, super similar to LoRaWAN. The gateway location, I've extracted it, because the device was not sending accurate GPS. So we are using the Mioty gateway location. And then there's some additional data like battery voltage. Let's turn this into device battery, but also the temperature, super often seen on devices, humidity as well. And acceleration is some basic things. I'm just going to set this to a string to be able to show this on Datacake as well. And there's some couple of other things like, okay, magnetic field option, acceleration, GPS is false, RS485. This is all depending on the sensor we're using, and this is from Comtac, as I've mentioned, a multi-sensor which has lots of different kind of options to attach, and sensors on the device already, microphone. I'm just going quickly through everything here. And if I run the decoder once more, we can see that, this is actually also a good thing because it says device not found, which is now correct because we were creating the fields on the database. And as you can see here in the decoder, the routing takes place on the serial number. So when you add a LoRaWAN device, this is the dev EUI. And for Mioty, it has an EUI. And we are going to copy this EUI. And Datacake provides an option. I'm just going to save the payload decoder. Datacake provides an option to override API serials. And I'm pasting in the Mioty EUI, save it. And now I'm going to test the decoder once more. And now I can see, okay, A couple of fields have already been recognized and data is now being forwarded to the device. Press on save, scroll down a little bit, and we can see here the fields on the database. So now let's wait for some new sensor data. And yes, the sensor was sending some data, and we have been recording this data on the Datacake device. So the decoder is working, and we can also see now the location here, which is somewhere in Switzerland, probably the location of the Loriot headquarters. I'm not so sure, or maybe from Comtac. Yeah, we can see all the different additional fields in here. We can also set this here, edit field, to the device location. So now the Datacake platform knows where this device is placed and he can use it for, yeah, general things. Also, I'm setting this one here to the primary field. Yeah, and there were a couple of other fields in the payload decoder, which we haven't yet added to the database section, and these are now listed under suggested fields. But now it's time to go ahead and go into the device. We can see it's online here. On grid, we can see also, okay, this is the Mioty device. And yeah, we can also probably see it on the map as well. Yes, here it is. But as we can see, it has no dashboard yet. And I'm going to create a quick dashboard by just adding a few widgets, like first of all, the map. And yeah, select the gateway location. And then I'm going to add a couple of value widgets. So first of all, let's start with the Boolean states in here, because there were a couple of them. And yeah, in case you have been wondering, I was cutting the video because I think it was not so interesting seeing me click all of these widgets on a dashboard. And then add a value widget. We can add, for example, the temperature. Maybe also with a gauge. This is pretty warm, this is pretty cold. Add this in here. And another widget, let's say another value widget. Let's see what else do we have in here. Maybe like the battery voltage. And we can, for example, also make like a fill level. I'm not sure what kind of batteries are installed in here. Yeah, but maybe let's have it like this. Super simple, and that's it. So this is it. This is our first ever Mioty device running on Datacake. And yeah, I made a quick payload decoder for this device. If you are interested in running your own Mioty devices or trying to get some Mioty devices, Comtac is a good source. Also on the Mioty Alliance, you can see and find every information. And I would hardly recommend using the Loriot hybrid network server because that keeps it compatible for both LoRaWAN and Mioty devices. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.